Really? Huh. We're gonna first. I'm just not sure what I'm doing.
You look very professional over there, Maggie.
I thought I'm going to be splattering acrylic paint. I thought I better.
Yes.
Maggie's here today,
Hello.
and we'll be back to Maggie. But first, we have some other things to show.
We have
So
a couple
Maggie,
in
hang tight.
Yeah, we have a couple announcements. First of all, let me say Chris took a phone call from somebody on Monday who wanted the new 4-pack of minis of the Tim Holtz Distressings.
Okay.
And she was doing the order or whatever, and she forgot to, at that time, to go and write the customer in the book. So if that was you on Monday and you were talking to Chris and you asked her to write you in the book for the 4-pack of the new distressed colors of minis, would you please call back or send us an email and let us know, because Chris forgot and didn't get it in the book. So,
And Dawn, those aren't going to be out for a little bit, are they?
I think the end of the month.
The end of the month.
I
Yippee.
think the end of the month.
Now
So
that there's 4 new colors.
yeah. So sorry about that. We do forget things, and that was one of them. But Kelly, look at this.
Okay.
Look at this. We got a box of chocolates yesterday from Chris. But you
A
guys,
different Chris, not the Chris you were just talking about.
not the Chris, our employee, but Chris, our wonderful customer, and is she retiring soon? I think.
I think possibly.
I think that's what we maybe
They're
heard.
from the chocolate season in Lincoln, Nebraska. So if you are thinking this looks pretty good,
But look at you guys; they're mixed media chocolates.
that's what we're calling them. You want to describe them, Dawn?
Well, like,
say?
yeah,
Okay,
you point.
Maggie's
Okay, so
got her
like
pointer.
this one
Here we
looks
are with
like
the
it's been
palette knife.
How appropriate.
That's right.
That one looks like it's been stenciled. Look at that one's had the sparkle, the gilded flakes.
Oh, there you go.
It's been gilded
my
flakes.
gosh.
This one's been splattered.
That's a good one for Maggie.
Another splatter.
Another splatter. And that one you said was sprinkled. Glittered.
Yes.
Glittered.
And prills.
Prills. Oh my
Prills
gosh.
on that
You
one.
are so right. And look at that one's been like stenciled. And look at that one's been ink blotted.
And that's another splattered one. Oh, look.
Oh, my gosh.
This is inked with fossilized amber.
Amber. Oh my
Fossilized amber.
gosh. Oh my
Those are
gosh.
amazing. Chris, thank you so much.
And
That
it is
was
missing one that I had to try.
This one, Dawn said, was very delicious.
And I wished I wouldn't have eaten it because, I mean, it was fabulous.
Because
but,
she would have rather eaten this one.
well, I would have rather, when you guys aren't looking, I'm probably going to eat them all. But somebody better get in here and start eating these. But they're just so awesome.
Yeah, Chris,
There's-
thank you. That was really nice.
Very, very sweet.
We never
but,
turn down a treat, do we, Dawn?
but look they're perfect for a creative store because they've been very creative in their chocolate.
Bonnie says, hey, Dawn, why is there an empty slot? And Jane said quality control, which is very true.
Again, we can't let our staff have any until we have
We make sure they're
tasted
good
and
safe.
yep.
Treats don't stand a chance at memory bound.
No,
Yeah, they don't last long.
No.
Get a
not-
good look. Those probably won't be here tomorrow.
No, they will not. They
So-
will not.
Okay, well, what
All
else?
right,
We got a
we-
few things to show, and then we've got a real treat here today. Speaking
Yeah,
of treats with Maggie.
Maggie's demo is awesome.
We got in a whole bunch of boxes from Sizzix.
Yes. Okay, so this, I wanted to point out, this is the crochet die, and this is the little crochet piece that's on
There it
this
is in
mixed
action.
media. So this is a kit that we showed yesterday. We still have some left. It says we can't always choose the music life plays for us, but we can choose how we dance to it. So I really like that message. And this is a mixed media kit, and everything that you need to create this is in this. It's $14.99, and you'll find this under kits.
And what I learned about the crochet die that I didn't know, there's 2 styles, and they come in 2 different sizes. So you get the same style, but you can get it in a little bit larger, a little bit smaller. And Teresa pointed that out to me. I did not know it.
Okay, so those are back in stock. The stretched alphabet, I believe upper and lower, is back in stock, and the lower case has the numbers on it. So for those of you doing graduation things, those are back in stock. And then look, we've been waiting for this one. This is the alphabet embossing folder, the that Tim Holtz made, and it's the deep impression, and you could cut those apart and make words out of them.
I think we need to give this to Teresa to bring in on a Monday.
Oh, that's a great idea. Ooh,
So,
that would be
yeah.
fun. That would be fun. Okay, and this, a lot of people have been waiting for. Teresa demoed this, made like a basket bag, really cute stuff. But this is the intertwine. We call it the basket weave impression embossing folder, but it's called intertwine.
It looks
and
just like wicker, I think, just like a basket or a wicker.
Back in stock. And the swirls, let's see, this one is called, what's this one called? Swirls. Oh,
Swirls.
Swirls.
You were right the first time.
Deep impression embossing folder, back in stock. Oh, and we have had a lot of people waiting for this. This is the frame, and we thought this, and again, it cuts and embosses, and we thought this one would be really neat for the vintage.
Janet's Heritage books.
Yeah, or I said vintage, heritage,
Yeah,
that's what
okay.
I meant.
Same thing.
Okay, and this one is called Lucky Love, so it's got the 4-leaf clover and then the heart, and again, it cuts and embosses. Really cute. And Teresa's new favorite die set, this one is the Park, and she has done some really amazing things, but look at it's got the little butterflies. I think this one is neat, not just for the people, but for all the little extra pieces that's on it. You get the butterfly, the net, the little pinwheel, the kite, the umbrella, and then a folded up umbrella. And Teresa has done some really amazing.
And I have to tell you that Beth has a really good idea with these deep impression embossing folders. She said we should use the stamping foam with them.
Oh yeah! Oh, that would be really fun. Absolutely.
That'd be really good.
The stamping foam that we're having trouble getting.
Well,
that stamping foam.
our order. We should just tell people our order shipped without the stamping foam.
Yeah.
So we are going to
Yeah.
be making some phone calls today.
So we're not very happy.
Dawn ordered that a month ago.
At least a month ago.
All right. What
And
else
we
have
got we got our invoice that had next to about 20% of the items we ordered on it. So it's not we're not happy. Okay, sticky grid sheets back in stock, and these are the small ones. Again, Teresa uses these quite a bit. This is the Holiday Greens Mini, and I think everybody has shown lots of samples where if you have this die, don't just use it at Christmas time. Bring it out and use it all year long, because this
the
one
Nouveau
right
drops
here
go good on that.
and the berry branch are great ones for year-round cards. Okay, we just had a customer looking for this yesterday. Funky Nature. I hope you're watching, and you can see that these are back in stock, and you'll find these on our website under dies and then Sizzix.
We have a lot of people to call too. I think if you were on the list to get some of these, we have one in a bag for you, and we'll be calling you this morning right after the video.
Yay! Okay, the candles. These are so cute. It's a whole strip, which is really fun. So you can do the positive or the negative of this die, and it cuts out all these candles and then the flames. And I think if maybe you had a 4-year-old birthday, you could cut this out and then just cut the strip for however many candles you need on the card. I think some
wouldn't need very many for your birthday.
well,
though,
not
would
for
we,
mine,
Dawn?
but
Maybe
some
just-
of it, like Diane's, we'd have to do row and row and row and row.
And she's not watching today,
Yeah,
so
she-
you can say whatever you want.
Okay, the Sizzix shaping kit. This is the Tim Holtz version of the floral shaping kit, and it's got the tweezers. And look at that. Can you zoom in on that giant size shaping tip? What do they call these?
Stylus?
Stylus. That's the hugest one
He
I think
showed
I've
this
ever
on his
seen.
video Saturday. He's back to doing Saturday videos. I don't know if there's one this weekend or not.
But it's got the foam in it and then the tools.
Okay, I'm
And
going to
that
come around
is
this way, Dawn.
$19.99.
All right, what else have we
Okay,
got?
and then we got in the other Tim Holtz tool kit, and this has the die pick, the magnet to pick up like your dies and
We needed
stuff.
that yesterday. We lost a die here yesterday.
And then the brush to go through your little intricate dies to get all the little pieces out. So that's brand new and in stock.
It's nice because they put all those pieces together.
Yes, yes. Now, the other stuff that coordinates with this is out on the floor, but I just had to show these because the bumblebees are such a rage right now, and these are $4.99, and you get 30 bees, and they're just little wooden. They're self-adhesive. They have the little adhesive already on them. But how cute would that be to stick on your floral cards just as a little? Aren't those adorable?
I love 'em.
They're
Yeah, if
wooden
you had a flower to
bees.
stick one little bee on, it would be really
I
fun.
think that would be really cute. So, and that does coordinate with the
Bumblebee dance.
Bumblebee Dance from Craft Consortium. Really cute. Okay, and
Back in stock.
back in stock down on the farm from Echo Park, the collection pack. It has the stickers, all the papers, and then the cut-aparts are in here. Look at the stickers. Life is better in the country, simple life, fresh air, beautiful on the farm.
I like that. Welcome to our coop.
So if you visited the farm, the petting zoo, anything, that would be a good collection pack for that. And then we also got the ephemera and the frames and tags. And those are right here. Okay, and for those of you looking for something to do this weekend, well, we have
Oh, that's
inspiration
perfect.
for you. This weekend, Valentine's Day, nobody's going to be going out because it's going to be, a high of 10 below or something. It's going to be crazy cold. But we got in a new magazine, so everybody can curl up under their blanket by the fire and be inspired by the brand new Creative Scrapbooker magazine.
And we ordered a lot, so we got you covered.
Yeah, we're not going to run out this time.
And this would be online under books and magazines.
Oh, Els from Elizabeth Crafts is in here. She's got a whole article and lots of inspiration.
Are you getting distracted, Dawn?
No, not me. Not me. We'll see you later. I'm
It's
just
a
going to go read
full-color
the magazine.
and it's got 140 pages or something like that. 144 pages.
And lots of
It's
tips.
really nice, heavy paper, and it covers scrapbooking, card making, mixed media.
Oh my gosh.
There's
I want to
thing
know
for
how to do
alcohol
that.
ink.
I want to know how to do that technique. So, yeah, full of lots of ideas. All right. And how much is this?
It's on the front.
Oh gosh, I can't read that.
all right,
$12.99.
Yeah, good job.
All right.
Good reading, Dawn.
All right.
So there's that magazine, and then I think the last thing we want to cover is over here in our distress ink area.
Oh,
We're
it's so
excited.
pretty. It's so pretty. I love it, love it, love it.
Look at the pink.
It's in stock. It's finally here.
So
It's
we
such
have
a
all
pretty,
of the
pretty
kitsch
color.
flamingo. I think it's a great pink.
And show them your great sign you made.
Oh yeah, I made this sign all by myself. So
Hey, here's your homeschooling for today. I saw this on Michelle Makasha's Instagram. Does everybody know what a flock of flamingos is called?
oh, Dawn, I have no idea.
It's called a flamboyance.
For real?
Well, that's what her website says, and it
Oh,
must
a
be
flamboyance.
true. A flamboyance is a flock of flamingos, which I did not
Oh
know
my
that.
gosh.
Even if it's not true, it sure sounded good.
I like it. I like it, and I'm impressed. I think it's a cool word. I wonder if it.
Oh,
if
hey, we got the
that's-
pins.
If that includes, if you've got the plastic ones in your yard and you have a whole bunch, could that be a flamboyance also?
I think it could be. It's so appropriate, though. A flock of flamingos.
It
They're
is.
so. Remember when we
Flamboyant.
were 20 years ago in Vegas at the Flamingo, and they're in that
Yeah,
courtyard. They have all
had
the
real ones.
Yeah, they were. That was pretty
That's
cool.
really cool.
Okay.
So anyhow, we might have yours. If you were on the list, we might have a bag here waiting, and we'll call you after the video. And if you're not, if you
Look at
didn't
that.
pre-order, then give us a call or go online and you can order it under Kitsch Flamingo.
It's so pretty.
It is. It's
I
a
wanna
great
play
pink.
with
It's
that.
a little darker than spun sugar, so I really love it. Okay, well, I think
All
we're
right.
ready for Maggie.
Maggie.
So we'll get you a microphone here.
Flock of flamingos.
Oh, she's looking it up.
I'll look it up.
I did.
Oh, and is it true?
Well, I think they're called a flock, but the name for when they get gathered together is flamboyance. She's right.
Oh.
But
So a flock of flamingos is a flock.
I think so.
But
From
when
what
they
I
get
could
together,
see.
it's a
When they get
flamboyance?
together, they call it a flamboyance. But I don't know if you know how like a group of lions is called a pride.
Okay.
I don't know that a group of flamingos would be called flamboyance. They'd be called a flock, but I think there's a name.
Maybe when they get
flamboyance.
together and have a party.
Then
they're
then they have a flamboyant party.
Flamboyance party.
Yes.
Okay. Well,
Will you move that?
yes.
Okay. All right. Well, Maggie, we are ready to go. And I'm so excited because, here, let me just go over these little cards. Let me just give a preview. And we have a lot of people watching. Welcome, everybody. We're here at Memory Bound, right in the middle of Iowa. And we've got Maggie here, and she's going to show us how to do that cool technique.
And it's like 7 degrees, so
Oh, it's up to 7.
back in here,
Oh,
yes.
maybe I won't wear my coat then when I go out today. If it's above 20 below.
Yeah, one of our customers called yesterday and said she was coming today to pick up her stuff because it was going to be the warmest day of the week. And I said, it is? And she goes, yeah, it's supposed to be 12. I'm like, 12?
Yeah, 15 below Saturday or Sunday night.
Yeah.
Watch those water pipes, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so today we're going to play again, but instead of playing with ink, we're going to play with paint. And
I think that'll be fun.
So I took a class. I just learned this from a physics class, and so the guy that was teaching it was from the UK, so he was kind of fun to listen to, and he was really cute. So I'm not so sure how cute I am, but I'm going to show you what I learned. But anyway, if you'll notice, it's all done with just acrylic paint. And so these are the ones I took the class from, the yellow and the pink. And then I took a couple sets of other colors that we have here at Memory Bound and tried to do a variation or imitate what I learned.
love it. It's really cool.
So today you're going to work with acrylic paints, and the colors that I used was I tried to do kind of a monochromatic look with these two, and they have fun names. They're by Diane Revley. They're called Delusions. And this one is called Crushed Grape. And this one is called
Crushed grape.
This one is called
Gotta get her glasses on for that one.
Laid Back Lilac. And so those are the two that I used for the purple
Your purples.
cards. And then I used Periwinkle Blue.
That's a hard color to find
It
paper and
is.
stuff for.
Did I ever tell you my story about periwinkle?
I don't think so.
My very first year of teaching, I had a little boy whose name was Derek Winkle, and he actually now is like 40-some years old, and he lives here in Ankeny.
Oh my gosh.
And anyway, he came up to me with a periwinkle crayon in his hand, and he said, "Mrs. Benj, meet my uncle, Perry."
Oh my gosh.
I always tell his wife that story when I see her. And this is fresh lime.
Okay,
So-
I'm going to interrupt for a second, but evidently, is the video jumpy today? Somebody just called and they said the video was jumpy, and then she suggested that they go out and come back in, and the customer did that, and it was fine.
Oh.
So if you
So if your video is jumpy, no one has said anything, but if it is, then go back out and come back in. We have a report that seems to fix the problem. So,
Okay, so today I took what I learned from the class, and I used some of what I used in the class, but I added some things. In the class, I used the lowercase stretch alphabet. And as you can see, we used the positive and then we used the negative. And
There's
we
the
spelled out
positive.
hello and smile, and we did the same thing. So when you are cutting out your letters, don't throw away the negative, because you can use that also. So I did the same thing with the ones that I made.
so here's
And-
her negative up here.
And so when you're laying them to cut them out, you want to lay them kind of
Kind
fun,
of the way
so
you
that-
want it
the way
to,
you want it
yeah.
to look. Yes. And what I've learned is don't try to make them perfectly straight. They're fun being wonky.
Yeah, especially with this technique, I think
Yes.
wonky is better.
Yes. And the other thing I used was Tim Holtz Biggs die, the butterfly. And that one is called Tattered Butterfly, and it comes in 2 sizes. And then I used this die of Tim Holtz. It's Funky Floral 3. That's the one I use, but I thought this one was cool if you wanted your flowers bigger. This one is Funky Floral Large, which I'm
think
kind of
I have
eyeing
that
that
one.
one. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think I might have to have that one.
Might have to have Dawn order a few more of those.
And then some of the sayings. If you want to make inspirational cards, this die set, look at how many you get, and you can they're all separate. You can pull them apart, but you can also use this as a background stamp and stamp a whole background with it.
This is called Tiny Text, and it's the original Tiny Text, and there's also one for Christmas and Halloween.
So if you ever need some little inspirational,
So like Hello Friend,
yep, Believe in Yourself.
Believe in Yourself are both from that.
They're just handy to have. You keep pulling that one out because
I have that at home. I really like
that's
it.
a great one. And so I just stamped a few like this. You can just stamp a bunch of them and keep them.
Just have them ready to go.
Have them ready. Okay, the one thing I learned in this class also is it's not a perfectionist class. He used the term, it doesn't matter. And I struggled a little bit because he cut out some of his stuff with just scissors rather than using a cutter.
Oh.
So I was having a little bit of a hard time with that, but that's what kind of gives it the little bit of an artsy look.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the first thing you're going to start out with is I like to use this paper. It's called Distress White Heavy Stock, and it's a little thicker than your normal cardstock, and it's a very smooth finish. You get 10 for $9.99, 10 sheets, 8.5 by 11. So that's what I like to use for the card fronts. For the card bases, for the 2 skinny ones, I use the number 6 slim line.
So
And
that's
then
a slim line.
That's a slim line, and that's this
and
where
so
you
is
get from
this
Photo
one.
Play.
And that's under card making if you want to get a package of, I think it's 10, isn't it, Maggie?
You get 10, and it's $2.99. And so you could make these yourself, but why when you get them like this
and
already
they're all scored and ready to go.
And then the other size is just your A2.
So your basic A2.
And for those of you who have never gotten our super value packs, you get 50 cards and envelopes for
like
$5.99.
$5.99.
So it's quite the deal. But for the card fronts, I like to use a little heavier, and I like the smoothness. So cut yourself up a bunch of these. This is the slim line, and I don't know what the measurements are, though, but I think what I did was about 1/4 of an inch
Smaller
less.
than the card.
Yeah. So just cut up a bunch because you're just going to play. So
That's what we like about having you come, Maggie, because you're so good at just playing and trying different colors and inks and paints.
So I chose periwinkle. That was the periwinkle, right? I chose the periwinkle blue.
Uncle
and,
Periwinkle?
Yes, Uncle Perry, and the fresh lime. So to start out, today we're not going to even use a paintbrush. We're going to use a palette knife and some blending tools. Whoops. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do for this card right here.
Okay, so we're making this one right here.
Yes, we are. You're just going to put your paint on the back of your palette knife, and don't try to be too perfect with it.
Oh my gosh.
Like that. That's basically all you need to do. And then you can let it dry for just a little bit or speed it up with your heat tool.
Speed it up with a little heat tool.
Because you could have your paints mixed, but on this particular one you don't have to. But see how it did splatter? I didn't plan that, it just kind of happened. But I like that look. So once it's a little dry, we're going to take the other color.
And this was lime, wasn't it? Or
This
is it citrus
is
lime or just lime?
Fresh lime.
Fresh lime.
And I have a glass of water so I can get that paint off there. Okay, so we're going to do it again. Same thing. And that's all you have to do. That's your background.
Oh my gosh.
And if you don't think that's covering enough, you can add, and see how I'm just kind of leaving it like that so it adds a little more texture? And that's all you have, and we'll let that dry.
Wow, that was tough, Maggie.
I know, that's a hard one. Okay, so while I still have my paint out, I cut out the Tim Holtz butterfly die,
So
the big
that's the
die.
tattered butterfly.
This is the tattered butterfly, and so as long as I have that paint, we're going to add a little water to it, and we're going to make him kind of blue. Okay, so see how you don't want to cover it completely?
Yeah.
And then I'm just going to show you another little technique I learned in that
We
class.
love your techniques.
Well, you water it down just a little bit. So he called it milky. So that's kind of, oops, there we go. That's okay. All right, so I'm going to show you
what are you going to do with it
the
now?
splattering technique.
Oh, we're
so
splattering.
You hold the palette knife in one hand.
So we're splattering with a palette knife,
Yes.
which is very different.
You put your thumb right here. Now, if you put your thumb clear up here, you're going to get less of a vibration there. If you put it down here, it's going to splatter a little bit more. So we're just going to...
This is why Maggie's wearing an apron today.
Yes. We're going to give him a little bit of a splatter just for fun.
Kind of makes it artsy.
Yeah. And then, while I have that, here's his body. We'll make that green.
Oh, I didn't know his body's separate.
Yeah.
That's handy.
It is. Okay. And so we'll see how fun that is.
Let me get up close. Oh, sorry, everybody. Okay, I'm getting up close so you can see the green splatters. And she's working to make this right here.
So Kelly, if you want to show up close all the different colors,
Yeah.
I'm not sure I even have all of them up here, but this is her line of paints, and so you could have fun with, I was trying to find the two that would be closer to the colors that I used in the class, and I came up with these two colors, and again, the names are so fun. This one is called Pure Sunshine.
And this is rose quartz.
Rose quartz, and I think those would come very close. I'm going to set them over here.
Let me buzz over here.
But don't you think that's pretty close
Yes.
of those two colors? But look at the color combinations. Look at even yellow and orange would be fun. Pink and red for Valentine's. Here's a teal and yellow. Teal
Yeah,
and
you could
blue. You could just have fun, whatever you had. And
Yeah.
then I thought for more of a masculine card, you
Yeah.
could use the browns
You
or the
could mix
grays.
so many things. Like these two colors right here, I think would be pretty neat. And they are cherry pie and tangerine dream. Is that the tangerine dream or maybe squeezed orange? I got a little too close.
You
to
just
those,
have to
Maggie.
get them just for the names.
Yeah,
Okay,
she has
so
good
I'm
names.
going to set those two butterfly pieces over here.
And these paints are $2.99.
And I want to show these butterflies, how beautiful.
Here's another
these-
butterfly die
me
that
see
would
that
work
one.
very well too.
I looked at those too. I thought those would be
because
really pretty.
I think you could see your painting background behind them really well.
Can't have enough butterfly dies.
And Dawn brought us over another wildflower stems number 3.
I really like,
And I think we've used that on some other things
I like
too.
that large one. Oh, okay. So the next one, the next background, which would be this one right
Okay,
here.
wait, let me go over here. So we're doing this background next.
Just going, again, no paintbrushes today. We're going to paint the bottom. See how
you're
you
using
could...
a spongy foam. I've never used that for paint.
But see how you could just cut up a bunch of these and just have fun playing with them? Mm-hmm. Okay, so we're going to just...
I think kids would kind of enjoy doing this too.
Yeah, and you just use it almost like you're applying ink. Look at how smooth
Oh,
that
I
is.
like that, Maggie.
And I don't worry about whether it's perfect at the top. We're going to probably go a little bit further than half. And then we'll let that dry. And then we're going to take the negative hello. And as you can see, that's bigger than you need, but you can cut it down. And what we're going to do then is we're going to take a little bit of the fresh lime. Oops, you don't need very much. That's way more than you need.
Fresh limes reminds me of margaritas.
I know. Okay, so now we're going to do the same thing, only we're going to come down over the top. Yeah, this would be great for
Going
kids.
about halfway. I think kids would have a lot of fun with this.
About halfway, and I kind of like to do that. I like that look.
So Maggie is painting with the little blender foams and handle, and we'll have to get one of those to show everybody what it is. We use it a lot for distress inks and inking our backgrounds, but it can be used for paint too.
And then for the flower, we've got a little excess green over here. So let's just stick that flower in there, and don't worry about if there's little bits of white. That's okay. All right, so there's our pieces.
Okay,
for
let me
that.
show we got the pieces here for that card. Oh, that is so cool. Don't you guys all love that? I think when it comes together, we're going to be amazed.
And since the next two I did with the two purples.
So do we got to clean up all
So
our
we've
blue
got to
and green?
clean up this. We could have just used the blue and the green, but
Hey, it's more fun to try other
yeah.
colors.
And so I went with is it monochromatic is where,
I think so,
yeah,
yes.
I think that's where you use colors that
So
are,
she's using laid back lilac, and she's going to use the crushed grape. Hey Dawn, would you get us a pack of those so we can show people?
okay. Oh, and I need some new
Need
ones.
another foam? Oh yeah.
Maybe, yeah, I think so. Okay.
Now you can wash the foams out. When I'm using ink, I just keep one for blue, one for red, and I just switch them out. They're Velcro on. You saw Maggie just pulled it off.
And I'm going to just drop them in water.
With paint, if you want to reuse them, you probably need to clean them, and they would be worth washing. They wash up very nice.
The one thing about acrylic paint is while it's wet, you can clean it, you can get it out of clothing. Once it dries, you own it. You own it.
You've got a tie-dyed shirt if it's dry.
Yes.
Okay, so here are the mini ink blending tools that Maggie's using to apply paint. And these are going to be online under tools and under something with stamping and ink applicating. And there's the blending foams. You can get a extra pack so you have a lot of extras. So they're not just for ink anymore, they're for paints also.
Okay, so now we're going to put this pretty lilac. And again, I like to use their real names, laid back lilac. And then we're going to put a little crushed grape.
I think this is very freeing.
It is, and you could just cut a whole bunch of these and just have fun, and then you'd have your card backs
We think the kids
already.
would enjoy it.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, so I'm going to unlock it
Good step.
and mist it a little bit.
Okay,
And
wait,
then-
which one are we making now, Maggie?
Actually, I've got the backgrounds mixed up, but that's okay.
Okay.
We're just going to play with it
All right.
whichever way we have it. See, you can.
Yeah,
just
you
play.
can do whatever you want.
Okay,
Oh, wait. Oh, so you're just messing
so
it up.
we're going to mess it up a little bit. Okay, so now I'm going to take. This is for the slim line, so I kind of mixed up my colors, but that's okay. So you can kind of hand pick where you want
Oh,
this
I
to
like
go.
that. I've done that with ink, but I've never done it with
I
paint.
haven't either.
And the colors are very, very vibrant.
Look at that, isn't that
Ooh,
pretty?
Oh my gosh.
So if you don't want it quite that vibrant, we could mist it a little bit and let.
I
leave
like-
it. Leave
let-
it. Leave
just
it out.
just
Leave
a
it
little
alone.
bit. Can't leave it alone.
No,
But you
it's
could mist it if you
gorgeous.
wanted to.
I love it. And I'm not a purple person.
So this background could be used for any of these cards.
Wow.
Yeah, that's really pretty.
Now,
Gosh.
once I dry this, that paint will not move. If this were Tim Holtz Distress Inks, no matter how many times I dried it, you could still move it with water. But once your acrylic paint's dry, it's there. It's kind of the reason you can wipe down your walls
So
because most of
Maggie,
your walls
is that
are.
how you did this background?
Yes.
All right, so here's a background that she's repeating right now.
Isn't that pretty? It looks like tie-dye, doesn't it?
It does.
Is that how that one was made too?
Yes, those two
There's
are
another
together.
one. Thank you, Dawn.
That's the one I did in class, and then the purple one's the one I did myself. Okay, so there again, since This is so dark. You could decide how you want your butterfly to look, but let's just, if you want it completely dark, I went darker with him. Him? Is it a him?
I think that's a him. This might be a her. That's really
Maggie,
cool. I love
you're
it.
so talented.
Isn't that just fun?
Yeah, that is pretty.
And I just don't worry about leaving some white. You kind of have to leave a little white.
Don't they say in art class white is your friend?
I think so.
I
Same way
remember
with
hearing
black
that.
too. Okay, so we'll put a little of this since that's the. There's his body.
All right, so
Okay.
there's our butterfly and his body. I guess it's a him.
And that goes
We got
over
the
there.
background.
There's our background. I'll set that over there. Okay, so don't worry about if your paper's a little wonky because when I glued this down, I used score tape.
Score
And score
tape.
tape will do
Take care of
anything.
it.
Okay, so the last one you want to do,
Yeah,
and
what
since
are
I
we
did
doing
that.
next? I'm excited.
The next one is we're going to use that.
Laid back lilac.
Yes,
And these Delusions paints are all online under Mixed Media and Delusions paints.
but think about kids, how much easier this would be to paint with than paintbrushes. Kids have a hard time. They tend to go back and forth and ruin your paintbrushes. They can't ruin this.
Well, I think it loads more paint.
Yeah.
You don't have to keep.
So with this one, we're just going to go, and I like that look where it's not quite perfect.
I like it
covered.
too.
And then we'll put a little crushed grape.
So there's a little bit of
And I'm
grape.
just going to leave it right on with what I've got on.
Oh, Mary suggests, she said you could put a little glitter in the paint.
Oh,
Wonder how that, or you could put maybe sprinkle your glitter
While
your
it's
paint
still
is
wet.
still wet too. Thank you, Mary. That's a good idea. I think glitter would be kind of fun on these, especially with on the butterflies.
I was doing a little project with my granddaughter and she wanted to put glitter on it. So I sprinkled it very carefully in her hand and I was just about ready to tell her to go like this and sprinkle it because it was a big canvas.
Yeah.
She goes like this. And we had this pile of glitter
one
right in the
clump of
middle.
glitter?
Yeah, we laugh every time we see that. Okay, so now you've got your backgrounds. We need to do
Got a couple little flowers.
couple little flowers, so let's dilute this a little bit if you can get it before it's dry. And I'll leave this white. So, and then I think I'd cut out some little leaves, so we'll just make those a little
The lighter color.
lighter with a little bit.
Different Mary, because we have lots of Marys that watch us in the morning, also suggested using Wink of Stella after it dries, and you
Oh.
can certainly do that too.
Isn't that pretty to add a little bit of shadowing and
Or new,
yes.
spray.
Okay.
Shelley's asking the multi-butterfly die, where do you find it? Maggie used, this butterfly is the Tattered Butterfly, and we just had one left, but we have more on the way. It's a Biggs die. But we do have this butterfly, and it's called Scribbly Butterflies, and it's nice because you're going to be able to see through it a little bit more, so you can kind of see your background more with this one, and you get 4 different butterflies on here. And they are a pretty good size. I'm trying to get them down at the bottom there. So if you want the Tattered Butterfly, just let us know and we'll reserve one when they arrive.
Okay. So I'm not going to actually put these totally together. I'm just going to show you how I did it.
Okay.
So again, you don't need to worry about whether these are like this. You don't need to worry about that because once you put that score tape,
So
you
if
can
they're
get it.
curled up, don't worry.
Yeah, don't worry
they
about
will
that.
flatten down.
But like this one, I would put, oh, and another thing, when I took the class, he just cut these things out. He didn't worry about making sure they were straight. I'm still not a fan of white on white. I like to add a little bit more, I don't know,
Little extra matte.
a little extra matte. So with this one, I found some periwinkle paper and matted it, which I like it better. That's just me.
So
but you
Maggie,
don't
we
have
do
to.
have a question.
Yes.
Can you use any acrylic paint?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm showing there's the difference between adding a matte and not adding a matte, and it's just, you could do either. It's just a personal preference.
And he didn't worry about making sure it was straight or anything. So this would be your card front, and you could mat it with the blue or the green. And then basically you're just going to glue your stretch letters. These, I'm going to attest, I was worried about these being a little skinny and just being so tiny, but they are a nice width. They pop out really nice.
Yeah, they cut really nice.
They cut very nice. I really like them. So don't worry about trying to get it perfectly straight. You can.
It's better if it isn't.
Yes. But look at that. Oh, they're just nice. They're nice dies. And plus, you can lay this on your, for your big shot and cut the whole word hello at the same time. But that's basically going to be your card front. So you could just do a bunch of these. Let's move this over. And I just use regular, I'm getting paint on these, but I just use regular, tiny, this kind of glue.
Yeah, the fine line.
So you could put this on there. There's your butterfly body. And when I glue the butterfly, I bend up his wings and only glue his body. So it
to give it
sticks out
some.
like that. So there's one card front.
And like we said, you can use any acrylic paint. We've got the Delusions paints here that we carry at Memory Bound. Gosh, maybe his new pink paint. Maybe mix Kitsch Flamingo
oh my
with,
gosh. It would be very flamboyant.
It would be.
So that is the card front. This happens to be for an A2 card. This one is a slim line. And then this one, okay, here's what he did on this one. Oh, there's one more little technique here.
And we have a comment too. Mary said she watched his video last Saturday and he suggested ironing your warped pieces of card fronts with an iron if you want to flatten them out.
Oh, I've never done that before. Okay, so this is the negative, and again, you want to lay that on your cutting pad the way you want it to look. Now, obviously, it's too big, so again, I kind of cringed when he didn't use the cutter, but he says just get your scissors out and cut it to size like that.
I just love how the paint colors opposite. You've got the white on the blue and you've got the green on the white. I think that's what makes it.
Yeah. So, and he said, don't worry about it being perfectly. Now this is the card front, so you're actually going to have a little more real estate, so you don't worry about this sticking out. But once you have this glued, and I'm just going to put a little piece of, if I were actually making this card right now, I would go around the edges, and actually you could use glue. But I'm just going to tack it on here so you can see how it's put together. And on this one, I did not, I matted the back. I didn't mat this, I just matted around the back. So,
Maggie, there's a question.
Yeah.
Peg is asking if you could use acrylic paint and a stylus to make it look like Nouveau drops.
boy, it'd be worth a try.
It would be. We'll have to see if Dawn comes by to get a stylus.
Okay, so now I'm going to show you the last little thing that you can do with this. Is we're going to take our
fun
blue paint, and we're going to do a little splattering again.
Do we have a stylus? They're asking if we could use paint and a stylus to be like Nouveau drops. I don't know if we have a stylus.
I think there is one.
Dawn's looking for one. We had a real little one. I don't know if we have a big enough one.
Oh, okay. Okay, so
All right,
now
we're doing our splattering
we're
again?
going to make that unifying part. And again, hold it in your left hand.
Yeah, show that again. If you're right-handed,
Yes.
hold it in your left hand.
Hold it in your left hand. Oh, I forgot to water it down. They said make it a little milky, so it's not quite as thick, because otherwise
So
you'll
it will
get...
splatter better.
Yes. Okay. So,
All right, so
hold it in one hand. Put your thumb right here so you can control it.
And this would work with any type of palette knife, whether it's plastic or metal.
Wouldn't the kids love that? And there you've got your artistic card front. And I just cut out a little thing like this, made it look like a banner. And then I added the flower. and
that's
just stuck
so
it to the
cute.
bottom. And that's
Maggie,
the
that's
finished
so
one.
cool. Okay, Dawn brought us a stylus.
Yeah, we have some of these. When I think these larger tips might look good.
So she brought over the EK embossing stylus set. It's $9.99. You get 3 of them, so you're getting 6 tips. And Maggie is so kind that I think she's going to give it a try
We
after
could try
we
it.
do this.
Yeah. Okay, I forgot I didn't
know
do
you
the
had more to do.
smile. Okay, now here's an idea. This is the one
Which
we're
one are
working
we
on
doing?
now. Right here. And so we just drug it around for the background. And here again, this is a slimline, this is an A2. But you just get your background. And then this time he just came up from the bottom.
Oh, fun.
Like that. And
What's next? What's next? Oh, we're gonna
so
heat it.
I think the best thing about this is you could just make a whole bunch of card fronts and then just add your any words you want. You could actually spell out a child's name on the front.
Oh, I like that.
So you
hello.
can cut it down.
Oh, you did hello.
Hello and smile, but you can spell out any word you want. And what I like about the slim stretch ones is they're big, but they don't take up very much space. So you can spell quite a
You
bit.
could put like 2021 for a graduation card or grad.
Yeah. So this, let's say, is my background on my slimline, and I'm going to show you something. When I did this in the class, I thought it looked really cute. But when I did it in the purple, I felt like I really couldn't see the word very well. So just happened to have a piece of white paper, so I stuck it behind it like that, like this. No, that's fine. And it showed up so much better. So I just adjusted it so I
you
liked it
added
better.
something extra to the class.
I did. I just added white behind it because I felt like this got lost. And so I put white behind it.
Love it.
Yeah, so that's how we got that one. And then the other one is just a matter of taking two of your colors. This was like 2/3, and he explained you don't want half and half. You want 2/3 and a third. And one color, the other color, and then this negative, or no, this is the positive. The positives go on the top.
Oh, they went on top.
And then
Okay.
your flowers just go, and there again you splatter. And this
the
time they
splattering makes
splattered.
it really fun.
Yeah, yeah, I think it made it artsy. So just get a whole bunch of paper, decide what size of card you want to make, cut it up, and just start playing. And you don't need a paintbrush. All you need
A palette knife.
are
Painting with a
palette
palette knife.
and these.
Oh yeah, and the foam
And
blending
these
tools.
wash out. I'll show you how easily they wash out.
And we do have a question about the paint we're using, and we are using the Delusions acrylic paint, and that is what Maggie splattered with also. But when she splattered, she gave it a spray here on her glass media mat just to water it down a little bit, and she called it milky, to make it milky.
Yeah, that's how he described it, and that helped me decide the consistency. So this was green, but look at how clean it cleans out really nicely. So what I would suggest is dig out some flower dies, get yourself some stretch letters. He used lowercase, I used uppercase. But what's nice is if you had letters that were normally that big, you wouldn't be able to get smile across a card. And so that's what I like about it, is you can squish them together, you can spread them apart. But cut out some butterflies, cut out some flowers, and just have them laying there. So anytime you have some paint left over, for example, like this, anytime you have any paint left over, let's say I cut out these little leaves, then just do that and then add it to your card. Like this is just a leaf from one of those. I think it's from that one.
So Maggie's using this die. It's Funky Floral number 3, and it's by Tim Holtz, and that's the flower she used. And she picked out a couple other flowers that you could also use, these tall flowers, wildflowers, stems number 3.
You should use your stylus to put dots in.
Oh yeah,
let's do
we
that.
got to show the stylus too. Okay, but
Okay.
while you're getting, Maggie's going to get some paint. Thanks for reminding us of that, Dawn.
Yes.
They're also asking about the paper you used. So for her slimline cards, she used this pack of blank cards from Photoplay, and they're under card making, and you get 10 for $2.99. And then she used the Super Value pack for her bases for the A2, and you get 50 for $5.99. And then the paper she was actually painting on is the Tim Holtz Distress White Heavy Stock, and I think that was $9.99 for 10 sheets. And
What
she
I
cut it all
found
into
out
pieces.
with this paper is when you went to smear it on like this, it did that kind of stuff, and it's because it's kind of coated.
So it doesn't like soak in
It doesn't
as
soak
much?
in, because if you get a cheaper cardstock or a cardstock that's pretty porous, it doesn't even move. It just kind of soaks in, and you don't get this textured look. So that worked really well. I
Okay.
experimented with
They,
that.
and they want to see your water setup. Do you think it's... She just has a bucket of water
Yeah,
here
just so
because
that
of
I
the-
could throw them in there. Usually if I'm doing it at home, I'm right beside the kitchen sink, so I just use some detergent on it and wash them up. But in all reality, as long as you can just throw them in the water, it keeps them
keeps
wet.
them from getting...
Yeah, once
forever
if they stay wet, then you
painted.
can wash them later.
Okay, so we're going to try the stylus
All
now
right.
to see if we can
Yeah.
use the paint like Nouveau drops.
I didn't water this down. I would think you'd want it thicker. So we're just going to do this. And I'm not sure that they will be raised like Nouveau drops, but you could get some fun polka dots.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I don't remember
That's
who
pretty
suggested
cool.
it, but I like it.
Yeah.
All
Put it in
right.
the center of your flower.
Yeah, I'm going to get a dark and put it in the center.
Everyone's saying thank you, Maggie, and you're getting lots of hearts.
Well, have
So I
fun,
think
because
they really enjoyed it today.
That's what this is about, is just more fun than anything. Okay, so let's do this. But what I would suggest is cut a whole bunch of card fronts up. They should be about 1/4 of an inch less than your card front. And then also cut up a bunch of little butterflies, cut up some flowers. That's about all you need.
cute.
Isn't that cute?
That's
I
adorable.
love it. Look at
Yeah,
that.
it
You could
works.
just make fun.
Maggie's,
Let's
Maggie,
just
we're not
see.
going to get Maggie out on the floor today. She's going to be
Doing this today?
she's going to be
We could
busy
if they
back
wanna
here
see it.
playing with paint.
For example, let's just put a dot in here.
See, she can't quit.
Yeah, I like that better than what I had. Great
yes.
idea. I love it. Let's do this one. I know
Like I
it's,
said, she
I know
can't
it's
stop.
not purple though. That's
Oh, you
probably
need
not a
pink.
good idea.
No, you need
Yeah, that's okay. I won't open one, but you could do that. Great idea. I've not really played with
So
that.
that was the stylus set from EK Success, and we've used them for Nouveau drops. They work really great for that, and they work as styluses and shaping tools. It's $9.99, and it's online under Tools and EK Success.
Can I have you just show this mess? This
Yes,
is what
here's
your
Maggie's-
table should look like after a day of having fun.
I
Just
think it's great.
Make a bunch and then just play and use whatever you have.
Well, Maggie, this has been a fun video, I will say, so I can tell how fun it is.
Okay, I wanted to share something with. Okay. Remember this die from Tim?
We
It's
do. I
called
remember
Paper
you
Village.
making little houses for us.
Yeah, well, I made winter. I thought it was time to make something for spring. So I took
Oh my gosh.
I took 2 of the boards from Foundations Decor that were from the calendars, and I hot glued them together so that they're like an L. And then I made a spring street. And so what I did is I used different embossing folders. This is the 3D brick, and this is just white. Some of it I think it's just this white heavyweight
White
paper.
heavy paper. Paperweight
So I
cardstock.
embossed this in the brick. This I did not emboss. This is just music paper. This I embossed with those funky circles. I wanted them to be really whimsical. And this is like a honeycomb. And all of this was white paper, and then I inked it. So I embossed it first, then went over it with ink. And so wherever it was raised, it got darker. So that's why. And then I might have even gone in with a little bit of brown just to add to it. But we've got little magnolia blossom
trees are actually sticks, probably Horatio sticks.
And then I made little stairs coming out of this one. And I discovered how to make the window frames. You just cut another set of windows and then you trim around the circle. And that's, you trim around the negative kind of. And so then I also used an embossing folder for the roofs.
That's my favorite roof right there.
And then this is a polka dot one. This is a piece of wood. And all the chimneys are just pieces of wood that I cut from the trees.
Very cool, Maggie.
It was fun. Just something springy. I almost thought about putting a tiny rabbit in there, but...
And here's the Paper Village die that she made it with.
So I just used blue for the background, and then I used that peat moss stuff for the grass.
So I think everybody loves it.
Thank you. It was fun.
Thanks, Maggie, for a great,
Yes.
great demo and day. We just
So
love it.
Prepare to get messy and just have fun. Try different color combinations. We pulled out, I really do think that this would be kind of a fun color combination for a guy's card.
A little more masculine.
But I think you could put any of these two colors together, and as long as you splatter them afterwards with the same combination, it kind of makes them go together.
I think that's the fun part, is choosing the colors.
Yeah, look at those dots. They turned out kind of cool.
Here, let me get a close-up of the dots. Yep,
And
so
there's
it
that.
works. I'm sorry, I don't remember who suggested it, but thank you so much. And thank you, Maggie. Everybody have a wonderful day. It's going to be a great day here at Memory Bound. Tomorrow I get to do a demo tomorrow. I'm so excited, with some Pink Fresh stamps, dies, and stencils. So tune back in tomorrow.
Are you making cards or?
Yeah, cards and scrapbook layouts and different things.
Fun.
And then Friday, Janet will be back. So thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful day and a crafty time, and we'll see you again soon.